to this computer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, welcome back to Tea with Tay. And today we have a wonderful guest all the way from Anguilla. You know, we keep it international over here. Yeah. This is Sherise Brooks of the Business of Chic, and she's going to tell us about
Yes.
her, what she does, why she does it, who she is online, and her fabulousness. Sherise, hello.
Hey, Shante.
So quickly a little background about Cherise. Cherise, well, about my relationship with Cherise. I've known Cherise since we were teenagers. I
I know. A while ago.
know, right? So that has been a while ago. But anyway, different topic. Um, and Cherise, she looks fabulous today. Let's just look at the
Thank
outfit. Right?
you.
She just
I
looks
love your
fabulous
top as
today.
well.
Thank you. I was like, listen, today is a business of chic. I gotta look cute.
We
So
love it. We love it.
yes, you're right. So Cherise is like, she'll tell you more about herself, but she's like a fashion lifestyle blogger, right? And yeah, so tell us a little bit more about yourself, Cherise, and who you are and all of that great stuff, including where you're from. You're from Angola, but tell us some more about that part too.
Okay, thank you. So, hi again. I am
Mhm.
Cherise. I am a blogger at The Business of Chic, which is a
Mhm.
fashion and lifestyle blog for the empowered woman. So, I
Okay.
actually started blogging back in, I believe it was around 2013 with my sister, Shalicia Brooks
Mhm.
Johnson. And we started a blog here in Anguilla where we live called My Anguilla Experience.
Yes,
And
I
it
know
really
that.
was, yes, yes. So that's actually where I started my blogging journey. So before I even started my own blog, I shared a blog with my sister and her husband, Nash. And our blog, My Anguilla Experience, was really a blog to show Anguilla through local eyes because we had
Mhm.
some bloggers on island who weren't originally from Anguilla. They had very lovely blogs about Anguilla, but it was you weren't getting the authentic local experience from the local point of view. So we saw
Mhm.
that gap in the market and we decided to start my Anguilla Experience. And it was
Yes.
very, very successful. And everyone loved it. Anguillians loved it, tourists loved it.
I loved
And
it, and I
from
was deep in Angola. It
yes,
was.
that's exactly what we wanted. And from there, I actually went to pursue my postgraduate studies in 2016. And while I was there, like people always used to tell me, you should start your own blog around fashion. Because I used to always get a lot of comments about how I dressed, my style, the things I wore. I would always get a question like, where did you buy that? That was
Yeah,
just
yeah,
a
yeah.
constant question growing up. And so while I was away studying,
That's so true. I want to interject here. I want to interject here because the uniqueness of knowing somebody from before, like they were famous. So I
yes,
always I remember we had a friend group that we used to hang out with. We
yeah,
were in sixth form, and Cherise was always like amazingly dressed, and it was not so I can definitely say that that's so true
yeah.
because I
Thank
always
you.
thought of you as like being a stylist in my head. I always thought of that. So I was like, Charisse is, and it's you had like a very unique, you still do have a very unique, like polished, like I don't know, it's just like amazing. And I used to
Thank
always
you.
like
Thank
I
you.
could never rock what Cherie's wearing because you're so like adventurous, like you wear things that we would never think to wear in the Caribbean. She's like, girl, who cares? It's cute. I'm gonna wear it anyway.
True.
Yeah, so
If
that
it's cute, I'll wear it.
yes, 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 definitely. So yeah, sorry, go ahead and
No,
continue.
no, 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 no. That's all very true. And it's just bringing me back to our school days as well. That was some really good times. But yes, so when I went to pursue my postgraduate studies at University of Southampton in the UK, I
Mm-hmm.
had some free time. Don't ask me how I had free time during postgraduate studies. But I had free time. So I was like, you know what? I'm up here alone. It was like winter because, when you go to school, it's usually around September, October.
Yeah.
It was like winter. It was cold. I wasn't going outside. So I was like, you know what? This is a great time to just start a blog. And so I just did it. Like I set up my own blog myself. I just Googled everything I needed to know. I set it up.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote my first blog. I published. And the response was great. People, were really into it. So I continued to do it throughout the year. And even when I came back to Anguilla,
Mm-hmm.
and it has been quite an interesting and very fun and very stylish journey thus far.
I
So
love that.
while I'm not blogging, just to tell you a little bit more about myself outside of blogging, I am actually by trade because what I studied was human resources for my first degree and policy for my second degree. So
Okay, cool.
when I'm not blogging, I work as an HR consultant here in Anguilla.
Nice,
And
nice, nice, nice,
that
nice,
is
nice.
actually something I'm also passionate about. You know, I really care about people and understanding the importance of culture in the workplace. And so it's a really good balance for me to, you know, with writing, because writing is also a big passion of mine. I don't think
Okay.
many people know this, but before I decided it, or I, you know, decided to go with HR, I actually wanted to study journalism at
Oh, really?
university.
I did not
And
know
I
that.
was seriously considering that for a good while.
Really?
But then
Oh,
we don't really have a big journalist
no,
market here in
no,
Anguilla.
no.
So I decided to go with the other option, but I really
Yeah,
enjoy writing. It's a big passion of mine. So, and I get to do that in both of my careers.
that's
And
so amazing because I did not know that about journalism, but
yes, many people
um,
don't.
yeah, I always saw you as like I definitely see you in HR though. I definitely see you in HR, especially as like somebody who can like help people sort through their issues and like how to present themselves and stuff. I
Yeah,
definitely see that about
yeah,
you. But even more so, let's go back to so you had my Anguilla experience, which I love. Like I really, you know me and the black girls in the Caribbean. Once y'all doing anything, I'm here for it. And your sister, who's also so amazing
Jalicia, yes,
and here
Shelly.
is amazing.
Hey, Shelly.
And yeah, big ups. I really love that y'all were it's similar to the way that you dealt with fashion. You were never afraid to be, I would say, a pioneer or be different. You were like, once you like it, you're gonna do it. And I
Yeah,
remember, I think we were just talking about this. I remember not being on Instagram yet, and you were on Instagram before Instagram was like Facebook. Because you know, Instagram is like Facebook now, and TikTok is the new Instagram. Like I remember Cherise being like a pioneer and being like doing her posts and just doing, I would say, the stylish carefree black girl, before it was like normalized for Caribbean girls to be like that. And I was really
yeah,
always really admired that about you. It's like, listen, I'm gonna do it. I am here. I don't care if I'm the only person. It's fine. So that was amazing. And also having a blog, because now having a blog is like, oh, that's so commonplace, like a YouTube channel or whatever. But when you did it in 2014, you said? I don't remember.
well, my Anguilla experience, we started in 2013 and I
Right.
started my blog in 2016. So
Okay.
blogs were fairly common
Yeah.
outside of the Caribbean at that point in
Yes.
time. And there were a couple blogs, like popular bloggers in the Caribbean, but just a
Mm-hmm.
very few. And especially in fashion blogging, probably was even fewer. So when
I
I started, it was still a relatively new field. Definitely for Anguilla. Like nobody was doing fashion blogging in
Girls,
Anguilla. And,
nobody's still not doing fashion blogging in the
and
Caribbean.
there's
Like,
still not many people doing it.
not many people are doing it. Like, people will do
Yeah.
lifestyle, and I think people will do lifestyle content, but not like
Mm-hmm.
blogging dedicated to that from a Caribbean perspective. So what I see a lot of Caribbean, not even like a lot. It's like more travel lifestyle type stuff. So they'll you
Yes.
not what I mean. Obviously, I'm going to be biased because you're my friend, but like not what you do, not what you do. Like I see people doing that now, and maybe people who are Caribbean based, so they might be Caribbean students living in the UK or Caribbean students who live
Oh,
in the UK,
yes, yes, yes. You'll
or who
find
have
a
like
lot of that.
Caribbean parentage,
Exactly.
but not Caribbean people who go into
Now
work,
people actually residing in the Caribbean and producing content from the Caribbean in
especially
that particular
from,
area.
and maybe I'm just not versed, and people will probably correct me, but especially not from smaller Eastern Caribbean islands. I'm not seeing that.
No, it's true. It's true. There's like, I know a couple bloggers because obviously I follow people in
Right.
fashion, both internationally, regionally, and locally. And
Mhm.
so I do know a couple pretty popular, well, actually, no, you're right. They're actually more lifestyle. They're
Travel,
actually more
travel
lifestyle
lifestyle,
than
like
just
nightlife
solely
kind of vibe, right?
fashion
A
and
few, a
blogging.
few
But there are a
fashion posts
couple.
here and there, but not
And
like,
there's an interesting trend these days where you will find people on Instagram, because obviously Instagram is a great platform for sharing content, especially
right.
picture or video based content. And so you'll find a lot of people would have in their like bio or title like blogger, but they don't actually have a blog, like a physical blog, they digital blog. But they still consider themselves a fashion blogger because they consider Instagram almost like their
Like fashion
photo
blog,
blog.
which is
Yes.
which is strange to me, but I mean,
It's
not
a little,
everybody. It's a little bit like, you're an Instagrammer,
yeah,
you're an influencer maybe, but not a blogger. Like to me, a blogger speaks of
yeah,
content, and your blog is actually, you're a blogger. As you said, you write, So I
Yes.
remember, as I said, I was always lame, so I did not join Instagram when it was cool. I used to be on your Facebook posts, yeah, right? When Facebook and Instagram integrated, and then when you post the Instagram, it goes to Facebook. I used to be on it like,
Yes.
oh, Cherise, da, 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 da. Not on Instagram. And I went to your blog, like I would read your blog posts and stuff. So like she's actually a blogger, guys. It's not just like, oh, I posted this to Instagram. Like she
Yeah.
writing. she be writing. She be writing.
Not
So
as
yeah.
much as I would like to, or I should these days, but I do. Yes, I do write. Hopefully
Yes.
a lot more in 2021.
Same here. I hope to put up some more videos in 2021, Lord.
Yes,
Anyway.
yes.
So yeah. So you kind of told me why you started. It was really people saying, okay, Cherise has a great style. And that's always been true, as I said, from as young as we were, like 17, 16.
And it was a merging of the two things I love, which are writing and fashion. So
Exactly. Great. So we've talked about you being kind of like a pioneer, especially in the Anguillian space for sure. Like I don't, hands down, there's no question about that. Like for me, you are the pioneer. That's just it. Um, have you experienced any like negativity, whether internally or externally, like in your own head, people, whatever, like naysayers or whatever, in your coming, I would say coming of age, or like your development online and your online persona? Have you like had any negative experiences?
actually, you know what? No, I haven't. People have been really, really, really supportive, like overwhelmingly so supportive, to be honest. And
Mm-hmm.
I've been really grateful, to have people behind me in that way. I
Mm-hmm.
always joke with my sister, the moment I start to get hateful comments, and I'll know I really made it. But no, people have been really lovely. It's been a really good and positive journey for me. In
Okay.
terms of internally, though, like from myself, I would say
Mm-hmm.
one thing I do for me, it's always like, you need to do more. You need to write more. So that's the only thing. I do get on myself a little bit about sometimes about not writing more and producing more content, especially in
You're
that
a
age
one
where,
woman
we get,
show, are you
sorry?
not? Aren't you a one woman show?
Oh, well, yes. And blogging is a lot of work, It is a lot of work. I
Yeah.
mean, just putting together a blog and any writer knows just even finding the creativity and finding the right words sometimes, because the writer's block is a real thing. It's a real thing.
Oh
And
yes.
so it can be challenging. But I mean, obviously, I have the other aspect of my life, the other career aspect of my life as well. But I do want to, because it's something I really enjoy. And so for me personally, it's always like, you can always be doing more. You can always be
Yeah.
creating more. You can always come up with different ideas and different things to write about. For example, one of the things I'm going to be writing about this year is more
Mm-hmm.
about business and entrepreneurship and HR, on those topics, to help
That
persons within
sounds
their
great.
careers and within their work lives. So that's something I will be adding this year.
That sounds amazing because we need it. We need to be where the money reside this year, girl, because we need to
Yes.
be, we need to be. And one of the reasons outside of you being just like really stylish and I think polished and just like a great example to young women about being able to dress well without being super trendy. Like you do trends, but you're not like the trendy Instagram girl that you if you have this week you change. Like you
Oh, no, no,
have
no, not at all.
I right. So you have this I think like timeless style, and I'm gassing you up, but girl, that's what we're all about.
No.
Like
Thank you,
I
girl.
love that, and I love that the name of your Instagram handle is like, and your blog is so amazing to me. It's the business of chic. So you're merging the two worlds to show, listen, ladies,
Yes.
it's not just about, because you're the guy, so the guy's not going to make it, but it's not just about looking cute on the gram. It's like the business of it, like the background, the structure, the organization, and that's how I feel like you are as a person. Like you've always been this really presentable, nice person, but you're also like really sharp. You're also really like business minded and like analytical about stuff. I don't know if I'm like overthinking it, but I find that. So I was like, oh, this is
No, I
definitely
describe myself as analytical. I do. So I
yeah, for sure.
agree.
So I'm really looking forward to that. Is that going to be under like a different handle, or are you going to just incorporate that into the business of chic
No,
brand?
I'll incorporate it into it, because the business of chic, while yes, it is about looking cute and dressing, it's like when we talk about chic, it's not just about what you wear. Chic is a persona. So it's,
Ah,
holistic. So it's about everything about you. So it
I
can
love
include,
it.
of course, career, it could include health, it could include wellness, it can include how you dress, it can include so many different things. Basically, it's personal branding. It's about how you present yourself as a whole to the world. So all aspects of yourself, of the
I
self.
love it. And then on top of that, I'm gonna get into your business a little bit. You're also pretty well traveled because that postgraduate time that you had time, girl. You were traveling.
I know.
So like that I think is also like really how can I say this without sounding like too much of a fangirl? So so one of the things I really like about your brand and who I think you are online is that we talked about the whole Caribbean thing and that there aren't very many Caribbean women in that space. So you give me that chicness all around. So you are well traveled, you are, we have the business HR side, we have the dressing side, we have the mentality side of it. And I find that that is something that's lacking in the Caribbean space. Would you agree or disagree with me?
When you say, what do you mean, like holistic, like a holistic
Like
thing, or?
a holistic professional woman's like blog
Okay,
type thing. I don't know. I haven't
okay.
seen it.
So there's a
I'm
gap in
not
the
shading
market.
anybody or anything. I'm just saying I just haven't seen it. Like I've seen a certain type of like a type of trend for Caribbean creators. And what you present is not what I've seen common like a
Yeah.
lot.
No, I would definitely say that if there aren't many of us. Like there
Right.
is one blog, one Caribbean blogger, Bahamian, I hope I pronounced that correctly,
Mm-hmm.
blogger who I really enjoy, and her name is Ayanthi. I think it's Ayanthia Smith,
Mm-hmm.
and she was in media. Well, and I think she still is in media, and she does like media and lifestyle. But she's again, she's very stylish, she's very fashionable, she's very put together, she's a career oriented woman. So I think in her we find similar things to what we find in the business of chic. So she's definitely somebody I would recommend following for persons out there if you're looking for that type of person. Of course, and also following me. But
Of
I
course.
do agree that there are not as many in the space.
Right.
Yeah, that I know of at least. Let me just put it
Yeah.
that way.
And
I
you
personally
definitely know more than me because you've been in the space longer than me, like actively. So, and I think so. I want to tell that now to your impact. So you're talking about HR, talking about journalism, talking about writing, and it's about being holistic, and that's amazing. So what did you want your impact, or what do you want now? Because I mean, when you started in 2016, it's been 4 years. Has what did you want back then and what do you want now? What do you want your impact to be? Do you want to just be a cute girl on Instagram? Like what did you want your thing to be? And forgive me, I'm drinking this tea because I have to
I
look
know.
for it. I'm sorry.
But back then, I really was just looking to have a space where I could share more about myself and share the things I love, which at that time and still today would have been fashion, mostly focused on fashion, but sprinkling a bit of travel, sprinkling a little bit of lifestyle, sprinkling a little bit about natural hair. Because around that time also is when I first went back natural at the end of 2015. So I've been on this natural hair journey now for about 5.5 years. So that's also a good part of my blog as well. And so I wanted to share more about fashion and also natural hair, because natural hair is a big thing in the Black community and, in the Caribbean community as well. And just embracing our natural hair in the same way I want people to embrace who they are when it comes to their style and fashion. Because like you said, a lot of people would be like, you dress uniquely. And
Yeah.
sometimes they say it as a compliment. Sometimes they say it more like a puzzle kind of thing. Like, you dress uniquely,
Like why are you like that?
So just really encouraging people to put themselves out there and just embrace who you are, whatever that is, and embrace what you love and not being afraid to share that with the world, no matter what other people might think. Because usually what you will find is until somebody starts, other people won't start. So sometimes you might have to be the first person to actually start doing something for other people to realize, wait a second, this is actually something I can do. There's actually a space and a market for it. And, it is something I'm willing to put myself out there and try. So sometimes
Mm,
somebody needs to be the first. And in some ways, I was the first. And I take that as an honor. And I don't take that lightly. And I'm glad that if there is one person out there I encourage to just be, motivated and inspired to be bold and live boldly, whether it's through their fashion style, their fashion clothing choices, or
mm-hmm.
just doing or pursuing an avenue that they were afraid to, or they think they might receive not negative backlash towards, or maybe just even persons, being confused about it, because they're in the Caribbean, it's hard sometimes. You can feel stifled sometimes when it comes to certain avenues because they're not popular, because they're not commonplace, because persons don't quite understand it. And blogging is a such area, because many people, when we started blogging, they're like, they don't understand that in many places of the world, people make a real living from blogging. And I mean, people make some serious dollars from blogging. In the Caribbean, well, at least in Anguilla, let me just speak for Anguilla, we still haven't gotten to the point of understanding that. We're just starting to really understand the impact of social media in general, and how we can use that as a business tool to grow our businesses and promote ourselves on an international scale. So the next step is getting people to understand you can do the same with blogging, and that person should alternatively also be compensated in the same way, adequately, because sometimes down here we want to creatives, especially in creative industries, we want to pay creatives pittance.
Girl,
so understanding the value of the creative market and embracing it and encouraging and supporting persons within that market.
I'm here just like closing my eyes like, yes, you guys heard the business part. She don't leave it out, because it's so true, especially as you said, as a pioneer in a smaller society, because Angola is so close knit. People sometimes are like, girl, what you doing? No, don't do that. Like that don't make no sense. Nobody's doing that. Like, don't do that. Not here. Here's too small or whatever. Jamaica's a little bit different, but it can be the same in that it's, if you don't find the right tribe, you will be discouraged. So like you can think that it's reserved for a certain class or a set of people, especially, and like on the wider scale, to be honest, I've lived in both countries, and I don't think the world, Jamaica's gonna be like, girl, what's up? But I don't think the world sees like a big difference between Angola and Jamaica. Like we see it in the Caribbean.
Oh no, yeah. I agree.
We're from the Caribbean. Where is that? Is that in Africa? So like,
we constantly get, I always get, when I tell people I'm from Anguilla, when I go abroad, I always get, which part of Jamaica is that?
Oh my gosh. Like people have actually, like people know Jamaica now because of like Usain Bolt and stuff, and maybe Bob Marley. It depends on where you go, because some people still don't know, like some parts of the world. But I mean, obviously, but I mean, like in the grand scheme of things, in terms of reach and your ability to attract an audience, you may attract the Jamaican audience because Jamaica has a larger population, but wideness is the same because you're both from small developing island nations. So you not no light years ahead of anybody. So that part, if one person you have inspired is me, because I remember thinking a long time ago that I wanted to do, girl, you know I love to talk. So I was like, let me.
Yes, I'm loving this. When I saw you launch it, I was like, yes, Sean.
So it was like, let me try this, because, and honestly, I may not have said it, and I probably didn't even recognize it, but you were one of my inspirations, because I was like, yo, Sherise been doing this since long before this was even like cute to be doing, and she has been consistent, and she has been doing her thing. Like, so you were one of my inspirations for sure, because I was like, listen, Sherise, I know Sherise, I can do it. So
you know me pretty well, because we were very close.
Yes, and memories. So it's so cool to see, like, and obviously this is going to be one of like the most fangirling interviews I've done, because as I said, we're very close, and
I just assume you just gas up all of your
like I do, but I'm just like, this is particularly close to my heart, because all the people that I have interviewed, I am friends with them. Others more than, closer than other. I'm closer to some than others. But you are one of the people who, like, literally, I remember thinking about it one day, and I was like, yo, Sherise has been doing this, and I was watching, and I was always very supportive, because I was like, yes. And I literally remember one day, I think I asked you about something in fashion, and you said, I was like, oh, I really would wear some of the stuff that I see them wearing like in the UK, but I just don't think it's like weather appropriate. I don't think I could pull it off out here. And you were like, girl, wear whatever you want, wherever you want. Once you feel
I know.
comfortable, I was just like, she's right. I'm gonna do that. And to this day, I remember it. You told me when I was like 18, and I remember it to this day. So
Yeah,
you're the
yeah.
inspiration to me for sure.
No,
Anyway.
wear whatever. I mean, the weather appropriate stuff. I mean, don't be out here wearing leather, in the Caribbean. Like maybe a leather shorts, but not like full on leather. It's hot.
Yeah.
But no, definitely wear what you want. I'm glad that I was able to inspire you in that way.
From so long ago, and even unspoken. I know. And this is one of the things I love. This is one of the things. This is one of my passions. Sorry for taking over your interview, but
No,
I love
go
I
ahead.
love that Instagram and the internet and an online presence can bring together women, especially, and people with that are so far apart, but bring inspiration and like spread it. You know what I mean? I'm seeing a
Yeah.
lot more, as we said, more travel, lifestyle, fashion stuff now coming from locals, because a lot of what we've seen, like, we have that impression that travel bloggers are these backpacking white tourist kids that, travel from Europe to wherever else. But we're seeing that, listen, no, we can take that back too. We can be our own. Like
Yes, of course.
I've interviewed a lifestyle vlogger here. She also does food. I've also interviewed another like style coach. And who was that? I also interviewed this other young lady who does like she's like an auditor. I might get it wrong, but she's some
Mhm.
official in the IMF in Italy. Like she's from
Okay,
Dominica.
lovely.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Black Caribbean women doing the thing. Like
Oh
she's
no,
director
definitely.
of something.
Even here in Anguilla, we've seen a lot of up and coming bloggers, YouTubers, content
Mhm.
creators, and it's great to see. Like we love it. And I hope like it encourages more people, to join the space because we need to start valuing our creative entrepreneurs, our creatives in general and what they do because they provide a lot. They provide entertainment, they provide inspiration, they provide motivation. They do so much for us because we see the value in persons outside of the region. So why not see
Yes.
the value in persons within the region as well?
And those persons outside of the region, and I know this is not exactly, in line, but I find it's almost like, I don't know if you remember this poem from literatures in English class that we had together, but
Colonial school girl. Oh, which one?
it wasn't Colonial Schoolgirls. It was another one
Oh,
by Olive
okay.
Senior. Or was it Olive Senior? I think it was talking about new. It was like tourism being the new style of colonialism in the way
Okay.
that
Okay.
I don't remember
Yes.
what it was. I don't remember what the name of the poem was, but I
Mhm.
I, I find that the world's view of our region is not told through our eyes.
Oh yes, and that's one reason as well. We started my Angola experience as well
Yeah.
because Angola was not being told from the local perspective. It was not being shown from the
Yeah.
eyes of locals, and so we saw that gap. And I agree, there's definitely a gap in that, especially in the tourism market.
And I was just like, I remember thinking to myself, like, I'd hear people start referencing like Angola in songs, like international hits. Like I remember T.I. was talking about Angola in some song, Justin Timberlake, and be
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh my
yeah.
God, Angola. And then you,
The
you
mountain
hear,
Angola everywhere. Yeah.
right? So and St. Bart's was now replaced with Angola. Angola's a new hit piece. And I'm like, but y'all don't even know. Like, yeah, I don't hear anybody talking about the music, the nightlife. It's all the beaches. I'm like, yeah, that's just peace. That's just a part of it. And no shade to Jamaica again. Like Angola's my home for a very long time. I love it. I'm very loyal to Jamaica. I'm still a Jamaican. Da 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 da. But
Yes.
like, there is no. People say the Bahamas. I need to go there and see. I went to the Bahamas, but I need to
I would
go there.
love to visit the Bahamas.
People say like there's no comparison to like. I'm like, y'all need to go to Angola. Y'all don't know.
Definitely a must visit.
Yes, it's like y'all need to go to
And
Angola to
we're
see
COVID
beauty.
free at the moment, so you know,
Listen, all tea, all shade.
find your way down these sides.
So it's like there is so much more. Yes, we love the beaches too and everything, but I was very happy to say that you and Shelly took back the narrative of that, and it wasn't just super high end, super expensive, exclusive tourism. Like Angola is approachable. You can go to Angola towards a regular
Yeah, of
person.
course. And even
Yeah.
in that space now, you're seeing a lot of young persons Anguillan young persons coming up and blogging more about Anguilla in terms of like tourism from their perspective. And, you know, we love
Right.
to see it. We love to see it because who better to tell our story than us?
Nobody. Yes. Okay. So it's been really positive. You've had great support, which is also a great thing, like of coming from a smaller, closer knit society, because
Yes.
you know this person, that person knows that person, so you have access to so much more, I would say, than here. So if I go to Angola, Cherise is my friend, right? Cherise knows like the Minister of Tourism because she's been working with. So I can like get an interview with the Minister of Tourism, like, hey, you know, Cherise could work that out for me. Whereas here it's gonna be a little bit harder for me. You know what I mean? So that's also like the beauty of that smaller, closer knit society, which I love as well. And I would love if, and I know this is kind of corny considering where we're going with travel in 2021 and whatever, coronavirus or whatever. I would love if my Angola experience was one of those magazines that you get in the seat pocket.
Oh.
Something like that. I would love something like that. Was it? Okay, so let's go. So you've kind of answered all my questions by just us talking, but what lessons or what do you wish you had known when you just started, and what have you learned since you have started? They're probably kind of the same question, but you can answer however you want to.
Well, what I wish I had known when I first started was how to properly utilize social media to grow my blog. Because when I started, you know, I was just posting. I don't want to say for posting's sake, but almost just for posting's sake. You know, just I thought of an idea. I wore a cute outfit that day, so I was like, oh, let me take some pictures. Let me write a post. Let me post a blog. But I didn't quite understand at that time, like, for example, the power of hashtags to expand my reach, you know, to get my especially on Instagram, to get my posts even further out there, to even help in turn to grow my blog itself, you know, by directing traffic back to my blog. I didn't quite understand that. And that was on me because that was just from me doing it for fun, you know, or really not doing it so much as a business at that time and not putting in the necessary research to quite understand that aspect of things. Because as I continued to do it more and more, and I think it was more, even so after that first year, and when I returned to Anguilla, I started to really understand the science behind social media and how to use social media for business.
I need to pay attention to that too. Go ahead, girl. I need to pay attention to the science of social media. I think we froze a little bit. Did we freeze? Yeah, I think we froze for a minute there. Let's see if we can get Cherise back. Or maybe I froze. Let's see what's going on.
To monetize for free using their platform.
Okay, so we froze. So my internet is unstable and we froze for a good like a minute and a half or something like that, but it's fine. So you're talking about how to grow your business scientifically with social media. Could you just go back over that?
So I was just saying that if you do the research, you realize there really is a science behind social media, using social media for business. There really is a lot of little things and little hacks and little things you can do on social media. And something as small, for example, as using hashtags to, you know, increase the reach of your posts is something. And so what I didn't understand at that time was the science behind social media. And at that time, it was a lot easier to grow on social media than it is to grow on social media now, because, you know, they changed the algorithm so much. Instagram at that time wasn't owned by Facebook. Now they're owned by Facebook, and Facebook is very interested in making money because before it was a free platform and still a free platform in a lot of ways, but they weren't making any money from people making money on their platform. So now the focus is, so they've made it harder for you to get as high of a reach as you might have been able to before organically, because they want to benefit as well. They don't want just other people benefiting on their platform.
Right.
So
paid advertising is a big thing now with those Facebook, and I didn't even know Instagram had ads until recently. I was watching a video and I'm like, a Mercedes-Benz ad. I was like, what is this in Instagram?
Yeah. So it is, even just in the last 5 years, things have changed so much. And so I wish I had put in more research and paid more attention to the science of social media at that time, because my blog could have probably been huge. Well, relatively huge, you know, but I had understood at that time how to really expand my reach, you know. And obviously at that time too, I was in a larger country because I was in the UK. So I could have expanded my reach on that market particularly as well. Because I really only started like putting in the effort and putting more effort into understanding how to use social media for business when I got back to Anguilla. And even on Instagram, for example, because that's a popular platform, especially for bloggers, a lot of things aren't even available here in the Caribbean. Like I don't know about Jamaica. Instagram, I think you guys have it. But for example, Reels isn't available currently in Anguilla.
I don't have it. I don't know. I hear people talk about it in the States and I'm just like, what is that? I see them posting it, but I don't see anything that has changed much in the Instagram app. Maybe I'm lying because I don't know all about Instagram either. We don't have Instagram music either.
We don't have Instagram music either.
And we don't have, I hear people talking about it like, oh, the shopping thing has replaced the notification button or whatever. I'm like, not for me.
So sometimes, we're behind with upgrades, and that can affect you as well. So because, for example, with Reels are super popular in helping persons to, you know, expand their reach and grow their following, but we don't have access at the moment to Reels because obviously it's supposed to rival TikTok, which is a huge platform.
I'm so afraid of TikTok though. I can't even imagine trying to be on TikTok.
Yeah, I don't think I'm.
And then now you have Clubhouse,
but I don't post.
And they have Clubhouse now, girl.
Yeah, I've actually joined Clubhouse. I'm looking forward to starting to use it more. More as a, you know, spectator first and just a viewer first. And then
okay, because I'm hearing you, and the business side is coming out. The business of chic is coming out because I don't want to preempt you if you have the plans, and we can cut this part out. But I'm hearing like a social media, it's a business entrepreneurship, mentorship kind of thing. Because I know that people will be getting into social media businesses more and more as time goes by, whatever the platform is. But your experience and like ability to analyze, and also your management background I could definitely see you becoming like a social media marketing.
I do social media management. I do some social media management currently.
Like consult, like even mentorship for young entrepreneurs coming up. You do that now?
Yeah, I do dabble in that currently, because like you said, I do have a lot, you know, an expensive background in social media just from blogging alone. So I do social media consultancy. So I offer like management services specifically for persons who don't want to manage their own social media, but I also offer training to learn how to manage your own social media as well.
That sounds great, because I know for sure with COVID and with our now being forced to be so much more online and having to do business through online means, people are going to have to wake up, if they haven't woken up already, to the need for that. And even just like you talking a while ago was just so informative, because a lot of people think going viral is like a lot of going viral is organic, but a lot of people recognize you don't have to go viral to be successful on social media.
No, you don't.
Right. So like just hearing you talk was just like really helpful.
Consistency really is the key on social media. If you're consistent, you will grow. You might not grow, you know, as rapidly as someone who, you know, has gone viral or continues to go viral. But if you're consistent, you will definitely see growth. Consistency is hard. Consistency is hard. So
it is, especially,
but it is truly the key.
Consistency, because people could put up crap every day. Like you could put up a selfie every day and be like, oh, this is me tomorrow, this is me today, this is me next week, this is me next week. But it's like to put up quality, especially in line with your brand. Especially if you have like a comprehensive brand, it's not as easy as just like, oh, this is just me in a mini skirt today, you know, this is me in jogging shorts today. So I think it is
the problem that a lot of people face is they want perfection before they post. So they want it to be, they get too caught up in the branding side of things, and it's like, okay, you know, I need to make sure this is as close to perfect before I post it. So then they keep delaying posting. Whereas it's better to be done. Done is better than perfect. So it's better to just post something even to get started. And then as you go along, you find your way. So whether it is you find exactly what it is that you want to focus on, you find what you want your brand to encompass, you find if you want to be as specific as, okay, what kind of color scheme or what kind of filter we're going to use to keep consistency throughout our branding itself. But it's better to start and continue and, start posting every day until you find exactly what you want, and to sit at home for 2, 3, 4, 5 months while you're perfecting your brand and never post.
Why are you talking to me like you're hurting my feelings? You're all over my feelings, like you're trying to tell me something. But you're
I'm talking to myself too.
You're 110% right. And this, I love this because this is, I don't know if I'm just being too, but this is the business of chic for me. Like it's both sides. It's this is you, the polished, fashionista, and then there's also the shrewd, sensible, to the point business person. I love it. So you say you do social media management, you do social media consulting. What else do you offer? And can the people find you and ask you to do something for them? Like, what can they do?
Well, I do HR consultancy. That is what I would consider my main trade. And the career path I'm pretty, excited and passionate about. So you can find me on social media, of course, on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn at Sherise Brooks. In terms of blogging, or if you want social media management, or you want content creation, copywriting, anything like that, content writing, because I do write freelance as well for persons. Nice. Then you can hit me up at The Business of Chic. So I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter at The Business of Chic.
The Business of Chic.
And of course, my blog, www.thebusinessofchic.com.
Awesome. What was your latest post on the blog, if you don't mind me asking?
My latest post was actually about our newest and hottest nightclub in Anguilla. I was at the bar. So I did
a review. Club?
Yeah, I was at the bar.
That's so cute.
I love it. So I did a review of their club, and I'm actually, when I get off here with you, I'm going to get started writing another blog post for them as well.
Okay, cool. So what about my Anguilla experience? What are you completely separated from that right now, or are you just focusing on Business of Chic, or what is it?
Well, we have been a bit dormant on my Anguilla experience, because life just happens for both of us.
Yeah.
But we do hope to start posting again this year.
Okay.
On my Anguilla experience. Anguilla is, the place to be right now. So what better time to start writing about Anguilla again?
I'm telling you, especially as stuff starts to open up again, because I really want people to know about Anguilla outside of like the super rich. I want other Caribbean people to explore Anguilla. Anguilla is so amazing, and so many amazing experiences are like accessible to you.
And I believe regional travel is one area we're going to be directing some more of our marketing efforts towards, hopefully starting from this year as well.
Yes, because I was trying to, I was trying to get my friends to come there for like our girls trip, but I was like, Anguilla is
you did hit me up about that.
It's amazing. You guys should come. And it's not far. It's like 2 hours.
No, it's not. But the problem with regional travel has always been the cost of traveling throughout the region. That's always been the biggest problem, because I would love to travel more throughout the region.
Yeah.
But when it's, way cheaper to fly to Miami than to fly to Barbados, then...
and you ask yourself, how? Well, we know how. It's competition and whatever.
When travel, people are traveling. No, I'm not traveling. But when, we open back up more to travel, I'm definitely going to focus more on traveling throughout the region, because the Caribbean has so much to offer. It's such a beautiful place, beautiful people. And, I want to explore more of that. I want to embrace more of that. I want to learn and connect with like-minded persons, who I always say, I don't think I connect better with anyone else other than Caribbean people. Like, they're the people I connect the best with. And it's just because, we just
have
lit.
a shared
experience. I'm sorry, but Caribbean people lit. Like,
lit, you girl, we lit. We lit. And this is me going off on another tangent, but like that whole regionalism thing, people like, oh no, my country. I'm just like, y'all, we all the same country. We all pretty much the same country. But the big difference is here and there. We're all pretty much the same country. We just need to chill and we all need to come together because we're all the
No,
same. But
it's
anyway,
true. It's true.
yeah, it's like it's not much of a big difference. If you go here, they call this food that, and we call it something else. It's the same food.
I was just actually, I was just asking my sister's husband Nash because he's Jamaican. So I was like, because I had seen a blogger I follow, a Jamaican blogger I follow, posting about sweet sop. So I was like, wait, Nash, y'all call sugar apple,
Sugar
which is what
apple
we call
sweet sop.
it.
Sugar apple
Y'all
sweet, yeah, we
call
do.
sugar apple sweet sop.
Yes,
And I was like, you
yes.
know what? That actually makes more sense than what we call it. Sugar apple. But no, it's true. I love Caribbean culture. Like, it's amazing.
Right. And I think I have a unique experience because I've lived in Angola, I've lived in Jamaica, and I've lived in Barbados, and I've had the opportunity to live in a melting pot of all of those cultures in Barbados, where people like bring food and everything. So I sometimes forget what we call certain things from certain countries. So I be talking to people, I'm like, y'all have what they call it, like what is that? And what was the word? I think I remember. I think Angolians call, like, I think y'all call it jump drive or flash drive. What do y'all call it? Jump drive?
A flash drive.
Flash drive. And I was right. And I was walking around saying that people were like, what are you talking about? I'm like, the stick. The stick.
USB stick, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're like,
what do they call it?
I think they call it a jump drive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, you would know that.
Okay. Maybe people here know, but I never heard that.
Right, a USB stick or
a flash drive.
A flash drive, right? So it's just like little things like that. It's the same thing.
Yeah. It's always
different names, but
entertaining.
Sherise, it was so fun talking to you. It was so fun. We did not go down memory lane.
Thank you for having me.
We don't have the time for that memory lane right now.
I think you might have to rebrand as a conversation, because which I think is better in a lot of ways, more than an interview, a conversation, because it's more natural, it's more inviting.
Yes. So it's actually it's tea with Tae. So we just chilling and talking. Unfortunately, we can't do it in person, but
I know it's been too long, girl.
I know it's so cool. But everybody check out the Business of Chic and check out Sherise Brooks on Instagram and all of the social media platforms that you can find her at. And her name will be on the screen. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to put both handles across her screen and across my screen. And yes, it was really amazing. Thank you so much. And
thank you for having me.
Has just inspired me to get my butt moving on some content that I need to create and put
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing much more from Tea with Tae.
Yay! Okay, so thank you so much, Sherise. It was so much fun. Thank you for giving me so much of your time on Sunday morning, and all the best to you guys. And see you guys on
the next
episode. Bye.